I've always wanted to do this. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to ICU Podcast. Wow. I cannot believe that I'm finally saying this. This is something that I've been wanting to do for a long, long time. But the time is here. The time is now. And you get to share this with me. So, welcome. Okay, today it's going to just be me and you and me, no added guests, so that we can really catch a vibe and get to know each other. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about the podcast, what you can expect. Maybe we'll get into some guests, maybe we won't. But once you leave here, you'll definitely know exactly just how special ICU podcast will be and how special it is to me. So, oh my goodness. Let's talk about what ICU and the podcast means to me and why I wanted to create this podcast. So, ICU is a combination of so many life experiences, lessons, and things that um, I've gone through in my 30 plus years on this earth. The podcast is a soul centered and safe space for us to honor the light within us all. So, honoring others in their light. This podcast is a subset of the Queens League Up community that I founded. And this show is going to be built for women and men, individuals alike who are ready to be heard and seen, acknowledged, and affirmed. Okay? Because I'm all about giving the flowers. One of the things when developing what I was going to call the podcast and what we were going to talk about and discuss, I know that one of the most universal human desires is for one to be loved and seen hello, for exactly who you are, okay? And accepted, right? So that was another reason I wanted to give light to that desire through the different lenses of people, right? So each conversation is going to feel like a heart to heart because it will be from my heart to their heart. It's going to be conversation through healing. Y'all know how I feel about doing the work and healing. We're going to talk through the layers, the light and the dark. We'll get some wisdom, some gems. We'll understand the traumas and the wounds. We're going to have some damn fun through some conversation. So don't worry. It'll be everything you need and more. This podcast it's going to remind every listener that your voice matters, your story matters, and hell, you matter. So that's what the essence of this podcast is going to be about. Each episode, a different fun, a different way. The ICU podcast is something so special to me because it is me in real time being authentic to all the parts of me, the creative in me, the communicator in me, the fun person in me, the serious person in me, all of the things. It literally honors me and my light. And I know I have a light, and it is a special thing that I have been gifted with, and I'm super excited just to show these things, to further tell my story, because it's a beautiful story and it's still unfolding. Doing this podcast was like the ultimate push because I knew it was going to force me to be perceived in a way that I hadn't been in a long time. There's only so much hiding you can do after a while, right? And when you have that calling, okay, and that calling from the Most High, God will show you exactly what you need to do, where you need to be, and why, okay? And you can run away from it all you want to, but it's going to come back around. And this came back around tenfold. I think, is that the, I think that's what it is. But it came back around. There is It's something so scary about being perceived, about being vulnerable, about being transparent. And it's because of It's because of negative experiences um, that I've gone through along the way. And just to keep things really light for this episode, just going through those experiences, for me, my response to that was to get more guarded, to be less seen, and to not talk. And I'll internalize and go within, but I wouldn't be communicating outwardly anymore. It would shut down little by little. And that caused me over time to not communicate. And I'm looking to do the opposite because I am a communicator and it literally hurts when I don't communicate. This podcast will provide that space, not only for myself and my story and me to use my voice, but for others to do just the same. I am using this space to tell stories. I'm a storyteller by nature. So this is the perfect space to give light to others and honor their light and honor mine as well. It also has already forced me to not be perfect Patty and to nix the perfectionism, which I have been doing over time, but it's helping me to step boldly into being imperfectly me and loving it. With every episode, I'm wanting you, the listener, to feel a sense of safety. I want you to feel like home. You know how going on a vacation or a work trip or something, and you are so ready to get back to that space where you can just be, where you can just be naked. Okay, literally and figuratively, you know what I mean? But feeling so safe in you, listening to these stories, being having that relatability, making you feel a sense of love and honor and respect, like mutual respect for the stories that you'll hear and the things that you'll learn. I want listeners to feel eager. I want listeners to feel ready. Every episode, like my favorite show is about to come on. I don't need nothing but my Cheetos, my water, and to rub my feet together. I want each episode to feel like you are seen. Literally, that is the goal. That is the mission here, for everyone to feel seen. And sometimes it takes for you to feel seen through others' stories that are relatable. But I think seen is the best word here. So help me to keep that commitment for every episode, to really harness that feeling in, so that everybody leaves feeling seen. It's gonna be some funny moments, some laughter there as well, because I love to laugh. I'm goofy as hell, but it's going to be a mixture of everything, but I want you, the listener, to feel it all. Beautiful, beautiful shout out to the Queens Link Up community, the community of women where it all started. Shout out to the queens, right? That started it for me, that have motivated and inspired me to start a whole new generation of queens coming together. My mother and my aunts. I- this is the reason that this podcast is also here, because they saw me, they poured into me, and now I'm able to do the same to so many people whose lives that I've touched, who've touched my life, who I see from a distance, and I still see them. Shout out to the Queens Link Up community, who is rooted in providing safe spaces for Black women to talk and just be as we are. So I just had to mention that, because this is as much for me as it is for the Queens Link Up community as well. Okay, so let's get to the good stuff. So let's get into some of the segments for I See You podcast. Okay, so first question. This is a time in my life where I felt seen. I was in college. I went to FAMU. And in college, those are the pivotal years. And I joined this organization called Divas Dance Team. And the women who were running the organization, now that I'm looking back, coming in as a little freshman, I looked at these women like grown women handling their business. They were professional. They were a good time. Like, I'm just looking at them in awe, right? Because I think a lot of them were seniors, many of them, and they just carry themselves in a way in which I desired to be. And I'm like, what is that? What is that that's in them? Why I need that? Like, but so within the Divas organization, there is there's a time period where you'll go, and of course you're dancing and things of that nature, but there's a process to everything. And during that process, you're linked with your newfound sisters who are joining the organization with you. You guys learn a lot of different things while dancing, while maintaining your college load, and just being young adults. And in that organization filled with women from all different places, Florida, Georgia, Washington, D.C., New York, Los Angeles, just Texas, so many different places coming together, working together for one cause and one mission. What the Divas dance team was founded on. We had to keep that in the forefront of everything. But as you know, coming together, it can be some work and challenges, right? So a part of the process, of course, you submit an application. You have to try out and actually do that in front of an audience. They want to see things like showmanship and performance and commitment to you coming to practice and learning, and how quickly can you learn, and just all of these things are being observed and watched automatically. And then you're just trying to hold it together, right? But once I joined the organization and I was a member, they got to see more of who I was during the entire process up until I was becoming a member. And to be seen, okay, while I'm learning, while I'm growing, while I'm still performing, because this is what I was taught to do in order to get to the next level, get the things that I needed. You know, this is me, a young, impressionable 18-year-old, okay, fresh 18, okay. They saw me. They saw the struggles. They saw me struggling mentally. They saw me trying. They saw me failing. They saw me even when I tried to mask and hide the things that were going on internally and externally. Uh, they saw it, right? The women that were already in the organization, as well as the women that were on the line that I came in, they saw me raw. They saw me, they heard me, they felt me. And it was one of the times when I was a young adult that for the first time in a long time, that I felt seen and accepted for all of me, like, literally. And I wasn't even everything that I was going to be, but it was so many women that were welcoming and still loved me through. These women saw it all. Okay. there were there was one person that I knew initially going in. One person. Uh and she knew me as, we were close. And so everybody else, and I'm talking about 20, 30, 40 people, right? At different times and things, learning you and seeing you during hard times where you are having challenges with not just choreography, but learning different things about the organization and the standards and how what it really takes to be this diva, right? And these people saw me, y'all. Like, they saw me with the attitude. They saw me being able to learn the dances and shine in the dances in which I learned. uh the people that became my sisters, they still loved me through the light, the dark, and all in between. And I don't know how to describe I don't even know how to describe that feeling. It is It is one of the most beautiful feelings in the world to be seen and to be loved for who you are and all that you are and what you are capable of. And them knowing, these women who are already or in the organization, seeing me and knowing exactly what I needed, the structure, the discipline, the fun, the sisterhood, and then the ladies on my line learning. We're learning each other to see what we all needed, but we also saw each other for who we were, and it was an acceptance there, and it was a relatability there, and all of these things. That's why I love a women's group. I love the Queens Link Up group, and I'm such an advocate for women coming together, because when we see each other and we love and accept each other, oh baby, the things that we can do, man, it's magical. But that's one of the times in my adulthood, early adulthood, where I really felt seen. And I have so many more uh experiences where I really was fully seen, even when I was growing up and younger. My cheerleading experiences, I was seen there, and I was seen by a lot of black women who mentored and taught me along the way. Shout out to black women, because it's always been one along the way for me and so many of like my close friends, and that is a relatability. But that's one of the times where I felt seen. Me being seen in that way by those women made me realize that if everybody felt like this in the world, the things that they can accomplish and that they can do. Because when I tell you, being seen and accepted and loved for who you are will make you feel like I can go and do 10 backflips and I've never flipped or tumbled before in my life. Okay. It will make you feel so confident to walk in a room and get a deal and close on a house and do the scariest shit in the world. I'm telling you, being seen is the feeling, the response to your body, the response to your mental health, the response to you just overall. It is truly magical, and I think all of us should feel that way. It's the most magical thing in the world, literally the most magical shit in the world. And I can't wait to hear the stories of those who have felt seen and what it has done in their life and how it impacted them, because I know that contributed to so much of who I am to this day. So shout out to the Divas Dance team at that was founded on FAMU's campus. I love you ladies. I love my sisters, and yeah, Divas. All right. Quick moment for the woman who's juggling a whole life: careers, dreams, healing, responsibilities, and still trying to show up for herself. I created something for you. It's an ebook called The Empowered Morning: Daily Routines for Women Who Do It All. It's a guide that I wish I had when my days felt so rushed, reactive, and disconnected from who I said that I wanted to be. Inside the ebook, I break down the small habits and intentional shifts that help you start your day with more clarity, softness, and direction. No perfection needed. Just grounded habits that actually fit your real life. Okay? If you're ready for mornings that feel aligned, supported, and rooted in you, grab your copy today. The link will be in the show notes, because you deserve mornings that pour back into you. And this is where it begins. When was the first time I did not feel seen? Ooh. Okay. Ooh. I think the first time I did not feel seen was by my father. And he, because there was inconsistency there, he would intentionally act as if in public he didn't know who I was. And of course, that caused a lot of therapy and things a lot later. But I think those were the first times in which I didn't feel seen from a really, 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 really early age. Okay, so what is something that is filling me up these days? Oh my gosh, let's see. Ooh, is getting back into my creative vibe. And that looks like a lot of different things. One of those things being content creation, storytelling. I really, really, truly enjoy it. I like the editing process. I like shooting. I like telling stories through video and audio and just b-roll and all kinds of things. It makes me feel so creative, and it's fun. So that's something that's filling me up these days. I would also say music. I love music, and I will go back and just do the old music that I love, but discovering new artists. I'm a neo soul R&B type girl, so yes, love a good music. Brandy is my girl as well. Olivia Dean, Summer Walker just dropped a new project. I like revisiting D'Angelo's projects. I love Tank. Listen, it ranges. India Ari. Sometimes I'm in my gospel bag. It just depends, but music really fills me up, and I'm definitely watching the things that I consume, especially musically, because yeah, it can change the moods, it can change perspectives, it can shift some things. So I try to listen to things that are more uplifting, that are true, honest, positive, real, but music as well. And I would say one more thing, I'm also getting back into writing. I am i am an amazing writer, and I got that from my mother. And writing truly helps me to release. It's a happy place for me these days, and I avoid it a lot of times. But it is one of those things where when I don't do it for a while, it doesn't feel me. It actually makes me sad, and it makes me feel a lot of different ways. So writing is something that fuels me these days. Music, as well as being creative. And right now, that's a lot of content creation. And I can't wait to get back into dancing. We'll talk about that later, though. I see myself as worthy today. Okay. So these days, it's so many little things that it brings me joy. I would say I am on this. I don't know. It's a new journey, and it feels so good. I am just being okay, and waking up every day is already a blessing. But I have really been getting back into my clothes and waking up, understanding what I want to feel like, what I want to wear, and it's been so fun, and it's bringing me so much joy to just go in my closet, see all of my clothes. And that's another thing, because I have a lot, but seeing and going through and finding things and just becoming what I want to be, joy, the ultimate joy. It's been what I oh my gosh, I look forward to waking up every day to get dressed, to put that shit on, to and do so in my own way. It also fuels my creativity. I love clothes. I love shopping. Okay, I do, and I love putting things together that make me putting on the clothes. It turns me into a whole nother person. It makes me feel good, but just having the look, it's fun, y'all. So that's been bringing me joy lately. So a current song that explains my vibe right now, and it's not a current song. I'm going back to a song that is so old, but I think going to the Brandy and Monica concert, Best Friend. When that song came on, literally all the freaking feels. I think where I am, it doesn't matter if it's a best friend, it's a partner, it's a acquaintance that you've grown close to. I think just listening to those words again, it really it really just captures where I am in just honoring like these important relationships and what they bring to your life, and how they uplift and impact you. I think it's such a beautiful thing. What I ever do without you from the beginning to the end. You always, yes. Like when I tell you instant, I'm. It makes me cry. Friend or a beautiful family member who you feel these ways about. It's like when she said, whenever I'm down. Okay, and you got to call on them, and they're a helping hand. They get you through these days, and vice versa. It's a reciprocation, but just to know, like, it is to honor those people. And every time people run through my head that I feel these ways about, and again, it doesn't have to be who you deem your best friend, but I love my best friend. She is truly my life partner. Okay. And shit get crazy about her. I'm serious, but no. And about my sisters. I have sisters that are like my blood sisters, but I also have sisters that are going to do life with me as well. And when I think about them, it literally makes me emotional because I'm so blessed to have people in my life that those lyrics, like, they relate to that. And it's amazing to know that there are people that feel the same way about me as well. So best friend, go and play it and just sit and listen to the words as a grown ass woman, and I promise you it's gonna bring you joy. So I wanted to shine a light on that. Okay. Hey beautiful people, it's that time. It's time to wrap today's episode up. So we've come to the end of today's episode. I wanted to keep it really light and really fun, very informative, just quickly letting you guys know what the podcast is about, why I wanted to do this podcast, do a few of the segments, and give you a little something until we really get into official first episode with our guest, and dig a little bit deeper with myself. This has been a lot of fun. And first of all, thank you so much for being a part of the beginning, for listening in. Listen, we only going to get better from here. I'm going to get the jitters out. This is going to get a lot more comfortable. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening to today's podcast, my first episode of the ICU podcast. I really hope that you enjoyed today's episode and you got something out of it, whether it's just to have some fun, whether it's to ask yourself some of those questions, and to hopefully get you excited about what's to freaking come. Cannot wait to see what this grows into. And again, thank you guys for tuning in, for listening, and thank you so much for watching if you're tuned in on YouTube. I just wanted to take this time to say thank you, and I hope to see you for each and every episode of ICU podcast. And last but not least, the most important thing, if nobody's ever told you, I see you, I see you, and damn, it's so beautiful. See you next time. Bye.